So, see here. Okay. So let's see here. Right. So the next boss is Noth the Plaguebringer. So now we're in the green area down here, and we're down into this room here. So when the boss fight starts, there's the gate here that's going to go down, so make sure that you actually are inside the room when the pull takes place. Alright, so here we got, we're at a point of view from one of the guys who are assigned to the corner. So in this room...
You need to change the screen.
We need to change the screen?
You're still on the map screen.
Not for me.
Maybe you need to refresh. Yeah, try to refresh and tell me if it's the same.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yep.
Okay, so here we got this guy here. He's assigned to pick up this small ad that spawned here in this corner. So even though there are 4 corners in this room, there are only 3 corners where ads spawn from. And it is this corner here, this corner over there, and this corner over there. So the northeast, northwest, and southwest. That's the 3 corners where the ads spawn. When Noth is on the floor, which he is right now, then you have plagued warriors spawn here. And they are not too difficult, but they do need a tank to be to tank them. And here they got a warlock and a hunter to assist on killing it, and that should be enough. And the same thing is happening in the other corner, also the same type mobs, and in the third corner also. So you have to spare a couple range DPS to take care of these plagued warriors. And they also need a tank, and the tank needs some heals, so that's that. Not too much to worry about from the corners. So now I'm going to talk about the boss. Unfortunately, we can't see too much of what's going on. I'll try to freeze it when he's actually facing. Okay, so you got the boss here. It doesn't really matter where you tank him. But what you see here is a magic effect called Cripple. The cripple effect slows your movement speed and reduces your melee, or it reduces your strength, I believe. So it reduces the attack power from melee players. So priests will need to remove this cripple and prioritize the tank. Whenever the cripple effect goes on, it will be happening at the same time as the boss is blinking. And so he'll blink just like a mage would blink, but he will reset all threat whenever he does his blink. And when doing so, he casts cripple on everybody in melee range. So that means that there's no threat, there's a slow tank, and the boss is not in melee range of him. And so that means that the priest's gotta make sure that that dispel is quick on the tank, because he needs to run over and grab that boss again. So that's the magic effect. That's the blink and the cripple. That's the same ability, basically. The other thing to keep in mind is a curse. It happens every roughly 50 seconds. And that will put a curse on a lot of players that the mages need to get rid of. The curse in itself doesn't do anything, but if it is not removed within 10 seconds, it gets replaced by another effect which does raid damage. So make sure that everybody get that curse out of the way. Like you really want to, as a mage, you drop everything you're thinking about when that curse happens, and you decurse. Otherwise, it's gonna be a big mess. So here in the corner, there's really not much going on, right? He's not in danger of anything. This is base roll stuff, but it just needs to be done. Then we see a teleport here. The teleport is not the same as Blink. The teleport is the boss going up onto his balcony. And then you have a balcony phase. That means the boss is not on the floor anymore. He doesn't need to be tanked. He doesn't deal any damage. There's no crippling. There's nothing about that. The thing about the balcony phases is that now stronger mobs are going to spawn from those 3 corners. So when he's on the balcony, the rest of the raid is now focused on the corners. So we got wave number 1. We got some Plague Champion this time, a little bit stronger ad. He's got a Mortal Strike debuff. But aside from that, there's not really too much to worry about from this guy. And I believe he can also be shackled. So this is nothing to worry about. And we got another wave of those Plague Champions, but as you see, they die really quickly. There's no sweat here. So if you're asking, is this really, I mean, this looks pretty easy, and the answer is yes, it is very easy. On the next balcony phases, the ads are going to be stronger, and on the third balcony phases, there will be even stronger. But the thing is, you're never going to get to those phases because the boss will be dead before then, with the amount of raid damage that we know how to do on private servers. So in old videos from back in the day, you would see some of those later stages, but here the boss is just dead. And so this face roll stuff that you just saw, this is as hard as it's gonna get. So now nothing is really happening. We're getting ready for the boss to return to the floor phase. When he does, he spawns into the middle of the room, and everybody can stand ready. The tanks are standing ready to grab him, and the off tanks are still at the corners, grabbing the warriors. So we got the cripple effects with the blinks that's being dispelled, and not much else to do here. So if you would see some of the later balcony phases, then a shadow protection potion could help you out. But since you're probably not going to get to that second balcony phase, I would suggest not to waste the money on that pretty expensive consumable, because you probably will not see those type of mobs.